for wifey. Thug.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Tonight we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers as they play against the Detroit Pistons. Well, it was the Pistons winning their last game against the Clippers at Staples Center. They haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season. This is a game they had circled going in. And guys, we'll be watching Roy Hibbert tonight, arguably the league's premier rim protector. Kenny, his reach and length make it so difficult to try to get anything near the basket.
Yeah, even if the best finishers in the game, they talk about Roy Hibbert when they come in the lane. They have to pay attention to him. He concentrates on defense more than offense, and he takes pride in it.
You know, he knows how to challenge shots by staying vertical. He's a master of verticality. He doesn't pick up cheap fouls, but he still contests shots.
And we will send it over to Kevin Harlan as they get ready for the opening tip.
Welcome, everyone, to the sold-out Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, California. It's the home of the Lakers, where we're broadcasting live today for 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris Burke. They'll play this one here in Los Angeles before the Lakers head back to the road. Well, it's been an improvement this year over last season. They made a lot of adjustments, and happy to see that they translate into some tangible results.
You know, for Los Angeles, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
And, you know, I don't think they need to wait for the offseason to start making some changes. I think they can start the rebuilding process right now.
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for Detroit, Jennings and Caldwell Pope in the backcourt. Ilyasova out there with Johnson. And it's Baines in at the center, locking down the middle. 5 on the clock. The drive by Russell. Here's Hibbert. Here's Bass. They shoot again, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win. And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year in their push to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with the broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contributions really counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player, the outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed. And guys, how about Ilyasova last season shooting the basketball? Always a decent threat to score. His improvements in efficiency were amazing. He increased his field goal accuracy from 41 to 47% in only 1 year.
And both free throws good for Ilyasova. And we were talking about Ilyasova. There's a reason his field goal percentage went up last season. It wasn't necessarily better shooting. It was probably better shot selection.
And I think the scheme played to his strengths. Lots of ball movement, penetration, kicking out the open spot-up shooters. Ersan showed us that's his kind of game.
First quarter, just over a minute played. The pass to Baines. Now here's Johnson. He dishes it to Jennings. 6 to shoot. He kicks it to Ilyasova. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Caldwell Pope. It's rebounded by Roy Hibbert.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Now, here is Russell. His last outing, he had 18 points. Kobe, no luck.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And that one's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Russell passes to Kobe. Bass with the screen. Jumper off the screen. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
Ilyasova is screen on Russell. Jennings drives in, and Hibbert with the block.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Hibbert with the screen for Russell. Steps back and fires. And he knocks down the jumper.
And not much breathing room there. The step-back move gave him just enough to get it off. And guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would.
Now, here is Russell. Pass to Kobe. And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. And the Lakers with some changes. Julius Randle's checked in for Bass. Williams comes in for Kobe. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Russell. Detroit also making some changes. Marcus Morris is checked in for Ilyasova. Jody Meeks comes in for Kentavious Caldwell Pope. And it's Jackson in for Brandon Jennings. Here's Young beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Randle. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Yep, and if they can maintain this energy level, their lead will be safe.
So it's the Pistons now, after the basket by the Lakers. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Morris. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Morris has got his first basket of the night. Lakers leading by 3. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Stan Van Gundy had a moment to share with me. They'll be up against one of the true giants of the league in Roy Hibbert. And he talked about how impressed he is with Hibbert's dedication to improving his game, saying he's gotten better year after year. And now is one of the guys you have to account for, really at both ends of the floor. Defensively, you've got to get low and try to root him out of the paint. And then on offense, we'll probably look to put him in pick and rolls to test his mobility. Seems like a smart strategy, guys. We'll see how they do.
Thanks again, Doris. And here's Clarkson, following the three-pointer by Stanley Johnson. And that one good from Clarkson. Clarkson's got his second bucket of the night.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
You know what? I think he thinks he can make a few improvements to how things are going on right now.
Yeah, and you know, coaches always are looking for ways to tweak things and change it up a little bit, no matter what the situation is. That's what coaches do.
With the break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second-chance points last year. In the third spot, the Pistons. The Lakers in 5th.
So many second-chance opportunities for both of these clubs a season ago, and they really took advantage.
Some changes for the Lakers. Sacre is checked in for Hibbert. And it's Brown in for Young. And a switcher also for Detroit. Tolliver's checked in. We've got 1:18 left in the first. Morris a screen. Jackson kicks to Meeks. Good. 1:05 left here in the first quarter. Clarkson dishes to Randall. Over in the corner, Brown. Nobody near Williams. Rebound, Detroit. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
Now here's Jackson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Clock at 6. Morris, no good. Now, here's Clarkson, guarded by Jackson. Kicks it to Sacre. The shot misses.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Los Angeles on top, up 2. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Either team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Here's Jennings. 14 points from him the last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. We've got Williams. Kobe is out there with Brandon Bass. Then it's Russell. And it's Black in at the center. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Jennings with the bucket.
And that's the kind of move that will always pay off, even against tight defense like he was facing on that possession. And guys, Brandon Jennings last season looked like he was finally becoming more efficient. He shot at the upper range of his career field goal percentage from 3 and the free throw line. And then suddenly the Achilles ended his season at 41 games played. Really unfortunate.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Now here's Kobe. 9 points last game out. The pit gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Getting back to Jennings last season really did start out as one of his best. Not just the improvement, Clark, in accuracy. His turnovers per game were at a career low.
Yeah, that's what we have to watch out for with Jennings. I mean, he's still only 26 years old, Kevin, now. Plenty of time to continue to refine and hone his game. I think his best basketball is in front of him.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. just a bit of an up-and-down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lulls.
First one falls for him.
And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
Nick Young's checked in for the Lakers. And Detroit with a change here, too. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Anthony Tolliver. Second free throw, no good.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. That they would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Ilyasova passes to Caldwell Pope. The 11-footer. Not enough on that one as it misses. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Russell with it, and Jennings picks him up defensively. Jennings against Russell. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
2 shots. Greg, you just said the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15-29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
And the Lakers making a change here. Hibbert's checked in. Steve Blake's checked in for the Pistons. Big part of the problem for the Lakers last year was consistency. Clark, with all their injuries, they had to shuffle the lineup, it seemed, every game.
Well, you know what happened with all that shuffling was they got to see a lot of different players and evaluate them for the future. I think it helped in regards to what they're going to do this offseason.
Lakers leading by 4. Young in the corner. And Bass kicks to Russell. Young outside. On the wing, Bryant. Guarded by Blake. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots. Kobe, no good.
And for the Lakers, obviously the big get for them was landing the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Getting a quality big to add to a roster with Kobe is huge. It made them a player, again, I believe, in free agency.
Here's Kobe after the basket by Detroit. Blake with the steal. Now Detroit moving it up. It's stolen by Bryant. Now Russell dishes it to Hibbert. And Young kicks to Bass. And he uses the glass on the layup. Bass has got 5.
And, you know, when it comes to the Lakers, they're always going to be players in free agency if they have money. It's still a marquee franchise in the NBA, one of the top 2 or 3, no doubt. When you have high draft picks and money to spend, people want to play for you, and not to mention California is an attractive destination. Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall, I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
And let's check out the numbers for Bryant. Last year, getting it done. Last season, how about 22 points per, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his output. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Julius Randle's checked in for Bass. Brown comes in for Bryant. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Russell. Here's Morris. Got a piece of it. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years, he's has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball. I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Morris a screen. Here's Blake. It's blocked. Baines. That's tipped. Clarkson kicks to Brown. That drops. And it's a 5-point Laker lead.
They've really flipped things around offensively.
Yeah, and anytime you can make more than half of your shots, you'll take that.
1:41 left now here in the second. Morris a screen. Here's Blake. He's covered by Clarkson. 3 on the clock. Steps back and shoots. Blake misses.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take. Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
And the call will be against Steve Blake. That's foul number 2 for him.
Hey, guys, just a little too nonchalant there. That's a couple turnovers here in the last few minutes, and those miscues can spell trouble.
Sacre is checked in for Los Angeles. Williams comes in for Nick Young. And Detroit with a change here, too. Tolliver's checked in. Los Angeles leading by 5. Clarkson dishes to Williams. Feeds it to Brown. Blake with the steal. Now, here's Meeks. He's guarded by Williams. Johnson kicks to Meeks. They set the pick. 3-pointer. And the call will go against Anthony Tolliver. That is his first foul of the game. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Steve Blake.
Reggie Jackson.
44 seconds left here in the second. And here's Clarkson. He feeds it to Randle. Passes it to Sacre. Picked by Randle. Sacre dishes to Clarkson. Just 5 on the clock. And the layup is good. Clarkson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Meeks. Looking to end the drought. Cannot hit. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Lakers lead by 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, thank you. Roy, I know you have just a couple seconds, but in a nutshell, what's going to be your approach going into the second half?
Well, we're just going to make sure we keep them off the board and keep them out of transition.
Thank you, Roy. Kevin, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the 3rd quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime report. Ernie Johnson with the illustrious Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. In the second quarter, we began to see what they're capable of when everything starts clicking, as they pulled out to a 7-point lead by the end of the half. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what'd you think?
Well, Ernie Kenny, the offense was running really well, and their shooting percentage was outstanding, and it wasn't just luck. It's because the offense never allowed the opposing defenders to get comfortable.
Over to Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the Horn.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
Yeah, he was in attack mode from the word go. Came out very aggressively in that first half.
Take a look at his shot chart. It looks like the ink spilled right at the rim. No reason for him to settle for anything less.
Pistons trail by 7.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Jennings and Caldwell Pope in the backcourt. Aaron Baines out there with Ilyasova. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. Young passes to Hibbert. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Well, as you said, Greg, the Pistons were a team that showed marked improvement, and Clark, they did clean up their play style as well.
Yeah, they got better from 2014 to 15 in terms of upping their assist and cutting down the turnovers. Just made it a much more enjoyable game to watch the way they play.
The drive by Russell. Shot clock at 6. Now the dish to Hibbert. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Hibbert's got the lead up to 9 now for the Lakers.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Okay, time now for an injury report.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Pistons head athletic trainer. He said he's having back spasms and it's causing him a lot of pain. That is going to make things very hard on them in what is still a very young season. Hopefully, as early as it is, he has time to recover and help this team down the road. Guys?
Doris, thanks for the update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sideline.
And in the training room, guys. I mean, that is not going to be an easy injury to bounce back from.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He's looking for some old-fashioned offense right now. He wants the pick and roll to be the centerpiece of their game plan at that end of the floor. He also told them that he wants to see multiple passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And stolen by Ilyasova. Here's Caldwell Pope. He's guarded by Russell. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
And guys, you know, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a two-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him. And look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in fewest turnovers per game, 5th in second chance points. And they were in the top half of the league in team rebounding as well. I think that speaks to the fact that this team aggressively goes after the basketball at every position.
Yeah, and the stat I look to, though, is the low turnovers. They did such a great job of limiting their mistakes, really maximizing their opportunities offensively.
The Pistons making a change here. White's checked in. Counted, and the Laker lead has been cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Ilyasova. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. And Young kicks to Russell. Now the feed to Kobe. Buries it down low. Bryant's got the lead up to 10 now for the Lakers.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Lakers were awful in a lot of aspects last season, and their play at home was a major one. Greg, they just couldn't do anything at home, and I think the fans were giving up hope as well.
And given how pricey those Laker tickets are, Kevin, there's a lot to be salty out in Laker land. So can't be a bottom dweller and charge that much for seats.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Outside, Russell. And the pass to Kobe. The kick out to Young. Here's Bass. Tries again. Missed it, even after all those chances. Pistons trail by 8. Jennings dishes to Caldwell Pope. To the inside. Ball's knocked loose. And now Russell pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Finished off the break. Russell's got 6 points.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Shot's good.
You know, the Lakers were a bottom dweller last year. I mean, their home record was 12-29, guys. That was tied for the second worst mark in the NBA.
He dishes it to Bass. Back to Russell. To the middle. Bass can't get it to go.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint. And you know, guys, a lot of the problems for the Lakers at home last season was with their shooting. They had the lowest three-point percentage in the league at home. Not exactly friendly bounces for them.
Ilyasova can't hit.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
The drive by Russell. Back to Young. Bass passes to Hibbert, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert, a guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and an undrafted free agent the next?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked consistency the last year or two.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Randall's checked in for Bass. Brown comes in for Nick Young. Lou Williams is checked in for Kobe. And it's Clarkson in for Russell. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Aaron Baines. Morris comes in for Ilyasova. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Steve Blake. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Here's Caldwell Pope. They set the screen. Morris kicks to Tolliver, and stolen by Hibbert. Now, here's Clarkson, guarded by Jackson. Over in the corner, Williams. And the Lakers with another miss.
And on the topic of Hibbert, he was an enigma in college, had a very encouraging junior season, looked like a future lottery pick, and then that uninspiring senior season, which kind of dropped his draft stock considerably.
Now Jackson, following the three-point attempt by Lou Williams. Can't get it to go.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Fires the three. Can't get it to fall. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Lakers on top, up by 10. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports.
Check it out.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth.
Real cool. Baby on that rap to pay the bill. And now I'm finished, not even a little bit. Oh Lord, know yourself, know your worth. My actions being louder than my words.
So it's the Lakers now. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns at U.S. Airways Center in Phoenix. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Kobe and Randall, the forward duo. Clarkson is out there with Williams. And it's Black in at the center position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. That's good. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Williams gets the bucket.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Now here's Johnson. He kicks it to Tolliver. Outside Jackson. Pass to Meeks. Down low. Pistons passing it around. Just 4 to shoot. Morris with the bucket.
Marcus Morris. Timeout called for the Lakers. Ladies and gentlemen, go Laker girls!
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Gentlemen, Byron Scott had some advice for his team in that last timeout. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
And for Reggie Jackson, the league is going the right way in terms of his skill set. Everyone loves the guard who can shoot well enough to bust the zone as well as make plays for others and at the rim. And Jackson is that guy.
And back to Jackson, he really took on the playmaker role after being traded to the Pistons. As a Detroit player, he averaged over 9 assists a game, Clark, which would have put him 4th overall in the league had it been for a full campaign.
Loved his aggressiveness, which led to opportunities for his teammates, but it also led to turnovers. That part of his game he's got to tighten up.
Now here's Jennings after D'Angelo Russell's miss. Johnson with a screen on Russell. Jennings against Russell. Johnson sets the screen for Jennings. A three-pointer, no good. Los Angeles leading by 11. Kicks it to Kobe. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Now here's Jackson. Johnson outside. Baines dishes to Johnson. On the wing, Jackson, guarded by Kobe. The second chance effort, Jennings. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on D'Angelo Russell.
First personal foul. At the line for the Lakers.
And guys, Brandon Jennings, some people love his chaotic game. Some can't stand it. One of the more polarizing talents in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever shoot for an efficient percentage or become a lockdown defender, Kevin. He's an offensive catalyst. He pushes the action, and he'll go on scoring binges, but I think he does more good than bad with his style of play.
Sacre, he's checked in for Tarek Black. Brandon Jennings hits them both.
And talking about Brandon Jennings, he has an endless bag of tricks, keeping the ball literally on a string, makes behind the back, no look, and off the backboard passes few players would even try. That unpredictability, though, can make him difficult to check and often forces defenders into positions from which they can't recover.
You know, Brandon Jennings is that rare type of difference maker, a guy who can jumpstart your offense without turning the ball over. That's a valuable asset when you're trying to line up the W's.
2 shots.
That one is off.
You know, one thing that comes to mind with Kobe is his incredible dedication to winning. I mean, you wonder if that has turned off potential free agents. Maybe he's a bit too competitive, but, you know, when you're in the business of competing, hard for me to imagine you can be too competitive.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's checked in for the Pistons. With Kobe and his competitiveness, it is something that he's coped with. He said it took him a while, Clark, to realize not everyone loves basketball as much as he does.
Yeah, you know, even if you don't have the same kind of drive that has propelled Kobe all these years, I think you have to respect him for it. It shouldn't be a problem for potential free agents, in my opinion.
Now here's Kobe following the miss by Jennings. Kobe, the pass to Sacre, and stolen by Ilyasova. Jennings with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Now here's Kobe following the miss by Jennings. And Kobe, here we go. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
Making a change here. Hibbert's checked in. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jennings. Dishes to Caldwell Pope. Feeds it to Ilyasova. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots. Lakers leading by 13. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
.131 left in the 4th quarter. Jennings against Russell. Passes it to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. For the 3. Hibbert pulls it in.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Lakers.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
And that produced great fruit for them in transition.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Kobe Bryant. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here is Jennings. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket. There's the pick. Johnson dishes to Jennings. Back to Johnson. And Ilyasova kicks to Caldwell Pope. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Here's Russell. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kobe, tell us about the mindset of this team tonight and what you hope to accomplish.
Just come out and play well, just play with a lot of energy, execute well, read the defense well, and make unnecessary cuts.
Talent and execution. Kobe, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And standing by for the postgame show, let's head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant. He was the engine that drove this team the whole night, and his teammates had no problem harnessing the power of that motor.
Look, how many times have we seen games like this from Kobe? He was the primary option. They needed a bucket. He delivered. His game has evolved in the last few years, but the recipe was working tonight.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.